Have you ever noticed that you are holding yourself back for fear of others judging you? Now, I know this is something that I've done, and this is why I want to share it, because I didn't see it at the time. The reasons I was putting in for not doing something felt really valid to me. And then I noticed what I was doing. It was fear of others judging me. It was a fear that I wasn't going to be good enough, and then others might notice, I think it was. So I was doing my counselling journey, learning to be a counsellor, and I'd done my level 2 and I'd got a really lot out of it and I enjoyed it, and I felt like it could be something that I could do as a career for helping others. And when I'd done my level 3, I said, no, that's it. I've had enough. That's it. I don't want to do any more. And that felt really strong, and I put reasons for that to do with money. It was too expensive, which felt like a really valid reason because I didn't have much change at the end of the month from bills and things like that, let alone to pay for another couple of years' course. I also made the reason, which again was a really strong reason, I didn't have enough time. I knew it was a 2-year course. I knew you had to do your own personal counselling. And I knew that it would take up a lot more of my time. And I was telling myself I didn't have enough. I spent 9 months of that year, I told myself, that's it. I'm not going to do this. I've done enough. I've learnt enough. But a friend of mine lovingly and kindly broke down the financial side for me. So that took that away. So I couldn't hold that as a reason. And I sat more with the reasons why I could be doing this. And that's when it made me realise I was worrying that if I didn't pass, if I didn't complete it, I might look foolish. I might look like a failure. And it was what others might think of me, family, friends. And in fact, the fact of it is, the family and friends I've got around me really wouldn't have thought those things. So I'd built this up. I'd built this up really big for me, that I was going to be judged for not completing something. So I nearly didn't start it. I did start it, and my first day was terrifying, in my world terrifying, because I felt like everybody else was academic and looked really clever, and why was I here, and I knew I shouldn't be here. So I could feel this anxiety rising. What I would say to you, if that is something that you're feeling now, by me sharing my story, if you're feeling and thinking, actually, I want to do that, I think I want to do that, but something is holding me back, be curious about what it is. There's a first step. Be curious about what that reason is. And I do this sometimes with clients. We put that reason or that thing on trial, like you're a judge and a jury. Here's the thing, here's the answers for it, here's the answers against it, and then put a judge there. You're all those characters, but put judge there to see whether that fact is true. I can see now that if I hadn't realised what I was doing, I would have missed out, and so many of my clients would have missed out. I've been a counsellor now for nearly 2 years, and I've had so many clients in and out of my cabin, and I can see that they're getting so much from sitting with me, from the relationship that we build together, and that would have all been lost if I hadn't realised that there was a big fear of judgment for me. So I hope that's helped. I hope that's given you something to think about. Don't be unkind to yourself if you can't still do that first step, but just sit with it. That's, change is really, really hard, and I will do another video on change, because it really is hard changing things that we've got ingrained in us and a way of being. So, but I hope that's helped, and I hope that might be the start of a new way of thinking for you. Have a fabulous day, and I shall see you in the next video, hopefully.